What's going on, guys? Today is the Friday before the NFL Divisional round. What we're going to be doing today is just playing some head-to-head Ultimate Team and talking about the games, predictions, stuff like that. Let's get into it. The first game we're going to be talking about today is the Seattle at Green Bay game. I think this is going to be one of the closer games of the weekend. The Seahawks are beat up right now, but without Carson and Penny. It should be interesting how if they can get the run game established with Homer and Marshawn. Homer and Marshawn only had oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, touchdown. Oh nope. Homer and Marshawn had 19 yards on 17 carries against the Eagles last weekend. So clearly that wasn't working for them. Lead the team in rushing last week. He put the team on his back last week, to say the least. He threw for 325 yards and led the team in rushing. So that in itself is impressive. No, we already got to quit already today. No way. Oh, he quit. All right. We'll get to the next one. But for the Seahawks to win, it didn't take a whole lot more than just Russell carrying them like he did last week. I was going to take the defense stopping the run, which is surprising because Green Bay usually doesn't even have a run game. But this year, they have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams running bubble plays against me. Oh my, catch them. Against the Eagles, they allowed 5 yards per carry last week, which is really, really high. And during the season, they were 22nd in rush defense. So it's going to be interesting how they stop the run this week and if they even can do it. The one thing the Seahawks do have going for them is they're third in the NFL on takeaways this season. Where's my blocks at? Come on. But as you know, Aaron Rodgers isn't the easiest guy to take the ball from. I think he has like 4 interceptions this season. And another surprising thing this year was the dominance of Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith this season. Absolutely insane. They both had over 12 sacks, but like, even though they had all those numbers, the defense still wasn't crazy at getting to the passer. So it's really just those two guys you got to focus on. One thing I did notice last week is that the Seahawks really did struggle to move the ball against the Eagles. And as you know, the Eagles defense is nowhere near the talent that the Packers have on defense with Alexander, both Smiths. It's going to be interesting to see if the Seahawks can get it done. I think it's going to come down to Russell Wilson. This game is Tennessee at Ravens. As you know, the Ravens just dominate. They average 200 rushing yards per game, which is crazy. And they have 2,000-yard rushers, which is obviously Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram. One thing that people forget is that even though like Lamar is one of the best rushers in the league, that he threw for 36 touchdowns, which is just so crazy to me. One thing about the Ravens is they love getting production from their tight ends, which is actually a problem because Tennessee has allowed the 7th most yards to tight ends this season. But for the Titans, it's very clear that their only game plan is just handing the ball to Derrick Henry. He had 34 carries last game, which is just insane. I would not be surprised if he goes for another like 25 carry game this time again. The Ravens are going to try to prepare for Henry, obviously, but like it's just such a different ball game when he's running at you 6'3", 250. Like most guys are not used to that. Tennessee game going one of two ways. It's either going to be a blowout for the Ravens or it's going to be a tight game. Both teams running the ball, like not too many pass attempts will be attempted. I feel like it's going to be definitely a run-heavy game. So, I don't know. It's going to be a very slow-paced game. But I think that the Ravens will win the game, even if it is close. But it just comes down to if Derrick Henry can get it done. If Derrick Henry can get it done, that's the story for this team, obviously. The next game we'll be talking about is Texans at Kansas City. I feel like the Texans did beat the Chiefs earlier in the season in Week 6. But they rushed for 190 yards total, which is what has been killing this team all year. In all of the Chiefs' losses, they've been getting killed by the rush with over 100 yards to the running backs of the opposing team. it's gonna be very interesting to see how the Chiefs try to contain DeAndre Hopkins. It's not a very easy task, especially with no real big name corner besides Shavarius Ward, who's probably one of the best corners that most people don't even know who he is. But I don't know if he will even be enough to stop DeAndre Hopkins, an all-pro receiver again this year. Even though DeAndre Hopkins and Watson are very impressive together, it's so hard to overlook just Tyreek Hill and Mahomes, that one-play potential. Demarcus Robinson, all those guys. The straight speedsters. Oh, I left Randy wide open. Oh my God, what am I doing? All right, so I hop into a new game. That guy was absolutely killing me with Diggers and Moss. But what I was saying was, it's hard to overlook Patty and Tyreek, but I feel like the Texans are going to come out with the same energy that they did in Week 6. So if the Chiefs can stop the run, which they haven't really been able to do this year, it's really like their Achilles heel. If they can do that, I feel like they'll definitely run away with it. But if they can't, it's going to be a very close game. I still do see the Chiefs winning, but I think it's going to be a very close game. Final game, Minnesota at San Francisco. Go. One thing that did surprise me about the Minnesota Vikings last week was the pass game. I wasn't expecting Kirk Cousins to step up in that game. I thought they were going to heavily rely on Dalvin Cook, which they still did, but motion that guy. Which they still did, but it worked because they were able to play off. I have no one open. Another thing I like about the Vikings is their energy. I feel like they've taken the underdog mentality, which is very similar to what the Eagles did in 2018 when they won the Super Bowl. I feel like they have that very similar energy. Oh my God, this dude is quick. Oh, we got him. Debatably one of the best receiving combos in the league. I feel like Richard Sherman and those guys are still gonna just eliminate them from the game. I can definitely see Cousins shutting down. But the one thing about the Vikings is their run game and the weakness of the 49ers run defense, believe it or not. This game is the 49ers being able to do whatever they want on offense and just coming down to stopping the Vikings on defense. It's going to come down to the play of Kirk Cousins and the run game for Dalvin Cook. Yeah, no one. Oh my, no way he just bombed that. Go. I can see this game going one of two ways. Either a blowout for the Niners because their rushing attack will just be too dominant for them to handle. Or, oh boy, I got the first though. Or I can see the Vikings pass game putting in some work. Potentially in the run game also being able to complement off the pass dominance. It's going to be very interesting to see, but I do see San Francisco coming out with this one at home. I just can't see a scenario where the Vikings win. Oh, I didn't mean to keep that. I really just can't. I'm going to wrap up the video there. I do think it's going to be a very entertaining weekend. Very similar to how it was last week. Close games, overtime. I don't know. It's going to be very exciting football. But I think next time I do one of these videos, I'm going to do a post commentary. It was a little hard to play and like concentrate on what I wanted to say. So next time, if you guys are new, subscribe. Please leave a like. We well appreciated. And see you guys next time. Peace.